Hey everyone, it's Judy, the body confidence coach, author of the Little Book of Body Confidence and creator of the Body Confidence Journey, the coaching program for women who want to stop chasing the perfect body and embrace the one that they are in. And today is Body Confident Friday, so welcome to the show. Today I want to talk about something that comes up a lot in coaching, and that's what to do when your mum criticises your weight or your body. And this is an issue that causes my clients so much shame and upset. And one recently told me that she feels like her mother's love is dependent on what she weighs. And feeling this way has meant that she has constantly been pursuing a body that her mother could be proud of. But working together, we have explored ways to help her manage the relationship with her mum so that she can stop wasting her life chasing her mum's idea of the perfect body. So if you have a mother who is critical of your weight or the way that your body looks, what can you do? Well, I've got 3 tips to share with you. So first of all, understand that when your mum criticises your weight or body, it says more about her relationship with her own body than it does about you. So many of my clients grew up with mothers who struggled with their body image, and so they will have observed their mum dieting, obsessing about food, or being critical of her body. And some clients were even put on diets as children because of their mum's own body insecurities. And while growing up in this kind of environment makes it difficult to have a healthy relationship with your body, it is not impossible. Just because your mum thinks that your weight or your body is a problem, it doesn't mean that it is. It just means that your mum has struggled with the way that she feels about her own body and is ultimately projecting that onto you. Secondly, set some boundaries around body comments. Now, chances are, if your mum has been critical of your body for most of your life, you have never challenged her about that or thought to ask her to stop. But just because she's your mum and you love her, it doesn't give her the right to constantly criticize your body, especially if you find her comments hurtful. So no matter how difficult or awkward it feels, as a first step to deal with body criticism from your mum, you must tell her how her comments make you feel and ask her to stop. So you could try saying something like, "Mum, I'd like to talk to you about something that's important to me. And that is when you make comments about my weight, it does upset me. And I think you say these things because you want to help me, but it actually has the opposite effect. And I'd like you to please stop making these comments. Do you understand what I'm asking you?" Now, this conversation may not be easy. There may be some tears and defensiveness from your mum. So you need to be ready for her responses. So I'm going to talk you through a few different things that you could say to your mum when she comes back at you with her response. So try these on for size. So she might say something like, "I only comment about your body because I love you and I want the best for you." So here's what you could say. "Mum, if you love and you want the best for me, you'll respect me when I tell you that it is not okay to comment on my body." Or perhaps she might say something like, "I can't stand by and watch you get bigger and bigger." So maybe you could say something like this. "It's my body, Mum, so my rules. And if your comments really help me to lose weight, I'd already have the perfect body by now." Or she may say something like this, and this comment is a big one. "If I had £1 or $1 for every time I've heard this response, I would sadly be a very rich woman." So maybe she'll say something like, "You're being oversensitive." And a lot of my clients tell me that it's not just their mums, it's other family members who will say this to them when they've been on the receiving end of hurtful comments about their appearance. So here's what you could say. "I find the comments that you make about my body hurtful and offensive, and that is a perfectly valid reaction." So you need to be prepared to reinforce your boundaries if your mum continues to comment on your body. If your mum has been criticising your body for years, it may take time for her to get out of that habit. So my final tip is to take weight discussions off the table altogether when you're chatting to your mum. So make it clear to her that you don't want to talk about her weight, diets, or bodies at all. So this will mean, for example, not discussing your mum's latest diet or how much weight her best friend has put on. Making your discussions body-free really is the safest way to ensure that a casual chat doesn't turn into a triggering debate on weight. And if your mum brings up the topic, just politely remind her that you don't want to talk about it. Or if she persists in that conversation, sometimes the best strategy is just not to engage in the conversation and let it fizzle out. If you've been struggling to cope with your mum criticising your body and weight, I really know that it is not easy. And while it's harder to stand up to a parent when you're a child, know that as an adult, you have every right to call your mum out on comments that you find hurtful. And because so much of behaviour is habitual, your mum may have no idea how upsetting her comments are to you. So be brave. Tell her how you feel, and the rest is up to her. Now, I would love to hear how the relationship with your mum has affected the way that you feel about your body. So please do leave me a comment below. That's all I've got for this episode of Body Confident Friday, and I hope to catch you next time.